All right. This is my review on my 2004 Hummer H2. We'll see how many miles we got on it. 157, 137. And then if you push this gas button, we can see the average fuel economy. We're at about 11.9 mpg. We got transmission gauge. We got coolant temperature gauge. And all basic gauges are the same. Listen to the badass 6-liter. It's got a MagnaFlow exhaust with tip. Backup camera. Little Kenwood. Pretty good. I got my kid's bike rack on the back. Gear shifter. A little dirty inside, but the interior. I'll go over the bad. I'm gonna go bad, good, and no random order. And well, in random order. The dash has a crack. The windshield has a crack. And a little crack on the door. The leather seats are in perfect condition. No rips, no tears. Back there as well. No rips, no tears, no defects. Headliner is in okay condition. A little dirty. Could use a nice clean. The driver door has no cracks. On good condition. Remember, this is cheap GM plastic. General Motors made a Hummer for the masses. Tires in really good condition. The Goodwrench KO2s. It's snow certified, even though I'm in Southern California. And the date is 37th week of 17. Here's the side view. No major scratches. This was an off-roading accident. I don't know if you can see it on the driver's side door. So that would be a major scratch. Been somewhat fixed. There's the front tires. There's the crazy grill that everybody asked me. It's got a transmission cooler with fan. The 4L80 is a good transmission. HID headlights. Here's the other tires. Here's the inside. No major rust. Fully boxed frame. Here's this fender side. A little bit of a scratch right here. I don't know if the camera picks it up. Back. A little of the trim coming off. I can fix that. There's the 410 gear, front and back. MagnaFlow exhaust. I blacked out these covers. The other tire. Let's take a look at the hood. Under the hood, it's got a little handle you pull on it. Yeah. There you go. The 6-liter. Pretty good engine. Sounds great. Nothing wrong with it. New knock sensors. I did that like a year ago. AC Delco with the wiring harness. New updated intake manifold gasket. I'm gonna put some new spark plugs, new spark plug wires, and a new filter in. Here's a better shot of the transmission cooler. It's got a fan. You can turn it on real quick. HID lights, a little fan built in. nothing wrong with the transmission. 4L80 is a good transmission, but they do go bad. The little transmission was so small, it was almost the same size as the power steering. So I want to make it last forever. Here's the inner and outer towel rod. Bigger and beefier. As you can see right there, is the bracket. This gives you more steering feel. There's one on the pitman arm, and there's one on the idler arm on the other side. Axle boot looks good, shocks look good. No rust on the frame. Yeah. Check out the passenger seat. That looks good. Leather's nice and soft. Interior is pretty good. It's not 100%, but it's damn close. Here's the back seat. Looks pretty good. No scratches. There's an amplifier under here. I don't know if I can get to it. Let me see. There we go. And look, my kid left me some treats. .15-inch subwoofer. Spare tire. Yeah. Not the biggest cargo space. Mega sunroof that works. I'll open it and close it. Works good. Vanity lights. Stereo really bumps. It's Bose, I mean. That's a pretty good car. Really not that bad. Tire. Look around. Do a look around real quick. No major defects. The hood. Whoa. Listen to the engine. No warning lights at all. That's because the brake light's on, so let me just, there you go. Absolutely no warning lights, passes smog. And this thing's a beaut. I like this truck. You know, it does come with some GM plastic stuff. You know, a little wonky. I mean, it's got, so the four-wheel drive system's pretty cool. So we got 4 high, which locks the center diff, so that gives you 50% power from front and rear. Then you got 4 low that locks the center diff, which is pretty cool. All right, let me put it in neutral real quick. There we go. That's in 4 low. And then, if you really get stuck, now this is a really low gear. It's got a really low crawl gear, and it also has 4:10 gear ratio differentials, front and back, fully boxed frame, plenty of ground clearance. But when you really need to go, and this is, I mean, I've off-road this thing a lot. This rear locker has saved me a lot in sand, mud. I don't use it until I get stuck as like a Hail Mary, try to get out. Because this thing, once you get stuck with it locked, you're really stuck. You need someone to pull you out. So I don't use it until I get stuck. And then I'll lock the diff and get out of there. And it hasn't let me down yet so far. HVAC works great. I mean, there's even heated seats that work. I mean, the interior is not a bad place. It's got plenty of room. Look at the room I have to the passenger. It is a lot of GM cheap plastic, tangy a little bit, but you know, if this car, let's put it back in for normal mode, just call it all-wheel drive, got to put it neutral. There we go. Transmission or transfer case shifted. Now this thing's been serviced. Transmission fluid, filter, added the transmission cooler so it'll keep the transmission, the 4L80, alive for hopefully a long time. Like I said, the engine has been new knock sensors, new intake manifold, all AC Delco parts, because you know this used to be my father's-in-law's and he only took it to the dealer. It's only be serviced at the dealer. Lock the doors real quick. Bad neighborhood I'm in. And yeah, I changed all the fluids when I got it from my father-in-law. I did the front, rear, transfer case, transmission, power steering, did even a coolant flush. He had the brakes serviced at the dealer, so that was all gone through. New rotors, new brakes. They even sold them on some AC Delco shocks, which is kind of cool. I would have spent a little more money and got a better shock. Actually, I would have probably spent less money and got a better shock. So it's got new shocks on it. AC Delcos. It's got this cool night driver, but there's no camera. Back in the day, this would have gave you... I wonder if you can get a camera for it. Oops. Let's see if I can get it open. How do I do it? So night vision. It was really high tech back in the day. I have no idea how much it cost. It has this little gauge, but there's no camera in the front. So I don't know if that could be fixed, sold. I don't know. All these heated seats are great. Service has been great. Fuel economy, not so great. The off-roading parts make it so you can actually take it off-roading and not break anything. GM made a really good platform, but there's going to be a lot of haters that want an H1 and can only afford an H2, and they look at the H2 as just this big GMC Yukon or a Chevy Tahoe, and it's not. It's got a custom frame. It uses a lot of the 2500 heavy-duty parts. That the engine comes from the 2500. It doesn't have cylinder disaction. It can't turn itself into a 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder, which is bad in the fuel economy way, but which is good because GM was notorious for problems with engines burning oil. This doesn't burn a drop, doesn't even leak a drop of oil. It's from 2004. I mean, that's got its. I mean, look, that's part of the good thing about being a GM car. It's cheap to fix, easy to fix, and it's not an exotic. It doesn't use an exotic motor or transmission. They're all common GM parts. There's not much I can say. I've had it for a while now, and I just thought I'd go do an overview of it. And yeah, I'm going to put new spark plugs, new air filter, new wires, and see if I can get a better, maybe I can get that to, I don't know, 13.9 would be awesome. Almost 14 miles to the gallon. I buy the parts from Rock Auto, so it's only set me back $150 for a tune-up, spark plug wires, and a filter. I don't think that's too bad for all AC Delco parts. Yeah, you want to know more about the Hummer, just let me know. I love these things. I drive an hour to work and back, so I need to get like a smaller economy car. Been looking at the Honda Civic Si, something new with the factory warranty, something I can just drive for a while, not have to put any money into it. Not to say this thing's a money pit, but it's still a used car, you know? You'd be a fool to think that this car's not going to need anything. I think it might go to 250,000, especially after I do the tune-up on it. I mean, the spark plugs and wires will be good for another 100,000. 250,000, I think it has a chance if someone keeps up on the maintenance, you know. Yeah, that's basically it. There's a little tow mode if you want to tow. Transmission cooler switch is right down there. I don't know what else to say. It's a really good car. I like it. It's not perfect, nor it'll ever be. I've taken it off-road many of times, and I've never got stuck. And I feel a lot more confident with those off-roading parts that don't break. So yeah, I feel 100 times more confident. One of the reasons why I installed all that stuff. And it was not easy. I did it all by myself. And besides the transmission flush, I got it serviced at the dealer for that. That was $250. Which now I could think about it. I could have done it myself for a little bit cheaper, but I didn't want to leave a mess. There's no drain plug on the transmission, so. All right. Going out. Thanks.